back to L Boxing. We back with another one. So we're gonna break down these new WBO rankings that just came out. I believe they came out like late Friday night, something like that. So you may see some stuff that haven't been updated, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. So we're gonna touch on that. Before I do that, I want to salute to everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section. Much love and appreciation. You can follow me on my social media, Twitter and over J, Instagram L does boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's all good. So we're gonna get to it. We're gonna do a little screen share of these new rankings and you know what I'm saying, see what's to it. So let me see. All right, let me see what we got. Go back up. Bam. So here we go right here. Let me get this off. All right, so starting at heavyweight. So looking at it, one, two, three, 1 through 4 look good. They haven't changed from last month. Joe Joyce is the WO mandatory. He's coming back July the 2nd versus Christian Hammer. He's supposed to fight Joseph Parker. That fight look like it's not gonna happen. Joseph Parker just signed with Boxer and Sky Sports, so he's I guess that fight not gonna happen. So we're gonna see. Frank Sanchez, he's supposed to come back sometime, probably on the Ruiz Ortiz undercard. That seemed like a good fit for him. You know what I'm saying? But he's been out of action since the January 1st card. So look for him to be back soon. We got AJ versus Usyk. That fight got announced August the 20th. You know what I'm saying? Saudi Arabia. So stay tuned for that. Ortiz versus Ruiz. We seen that come out too. That's September the 4th. Man, Yave back in the building. Salute to you, bro. What's good? Salute. So that fight, that they got a new fight date with Ruiz and Ortiz. That's September the 4th. So we're gonna see. Number 6, you got Zane. He's gonna fight Herkovic for the Herkovic is number 12. So he's gonna face Herkovic for the IBF final eliminator. And that's supposed to be on the undercard of Usyk versus AJ too. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned for that. So we got a couple of new entries, you know what I'm saying? Number 8, we got Otto Wallen. He just come into the rankings. He had a victory last month over right there Booker. So he's a good contender in the heavyweight division. I know he been calling out Deontay Wilder since he announced he thinking about coming back. So we'll see. That's a good fight for him. Maybe he get a Frank Sanchez. Maybe he get a Joseph Parker. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Otto Wilder did fight on the Sky Sports card February the 5th. You know what I'm saying? So never know. You know what I'm saying? They may be working something behind the scenes to face Joseph Parker. That'd be a pretty decent fight as well. Also coming to the new WBO rankings at heavyweight, you got Jermaine Franklin. Now he been unranked forever, so him coming to the rankings, not so much Otto Wilder because I feel he's a decent contender, so he probably can get any fight. But Jermaine Franklin, when you see something like that, they let you know he got a fight coming up, like for sure, even more than Otto Wilder. Maybe them guys can fight each other. They are stablemates with Salida Promotions. Starring B-Man in the building. Salute to you. They are stablemates, Wallen and Franklin. So maybe they find each other. That's a possibility. But I can see Parker versus Otto Wallen and Jermaine Franklin maybe versus Frank Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? We never know. But I know seeing Jermaine Franklin come in at number 13, that's a sign of something coming down the line. We got number 9, Dempsey McKean. He's coming back in September on the Matchroom show in Australia. Number 10, Demarizin. He got a good fight coming up with Karnacki. He's fighting on the that's on co-main, Karnacki versus Demarizin. That's on the Danny Garcia, Jose Benavidez Jr. undercard. So that could be a pretty decent fight as well. Jake Cabiel up in there. Martin McCauley comes in number 14, fresh off his win over Tony Yoka. So, not really a bad ranking. You know what I'm saying? Looking at it from top to bottom, most of these guys is fighting each other, so that's cool. I know AJ gonna face Usyk, and then I'm not sure what Fury's gonna do, but I don't think he retired. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So yeah, it's a lot of work to be done. You got Dubois just won the regular title, so he plays into the mix too. So we're gonna see. Social scientists in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, we're moving to cruiserweight. They call it junior heavyweight. You got Lawrence Okoli. He's the champion. You know, I like him. I think he's probably the best champion in this division. He's gonna be hard to beat, tall, rangy, stuff like that. You may hear some news about him coming up though. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. Um, yeah, there's some stuff coming down the pipe for him, but hopefully he can unify some, man. I don't know. It's been kind of hard, but we'll see. Number one, now we got a new number one at junior heavyweight. You got Masanek. Now he was number two last month. Number one was Gassiev, but Gassiev hasn't fought in so long. So Gassiev dropped to number seven. So they just, I guess they swap positions. So we got some notable names: Chris Bellum Smith, Badu Jack, Dorlikos, Kovalev, Gowacki. You know what I'm saying? Kovalev, actually, go back to him. He looked all right in his cruiserweight debut. Um, Let me see. Richard Harapur, who just had a nice body shot knockout. You know what I'm saying? He's trained by Robert Garcia right now. We know Robert Garcia is in the UK with AJ. So, yeah, that was a good look for him. Number 15, Brandon Glanson. Now, I haven't heard much from him since he had that Fight of the Year candidate last year with Apochi. That was on PBC card. Haven't heard much from him. I know he had like a little in between fight down in Atlanta, but nothing too crazy. So him coming into the rankings, that's a good sign. Maybe he gets some decent work or something. Maybe him versus Dorticos. That'd be a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can get Badu Jack. So yeah, that's just something to take note of. Moving to light heavyweight. So of course, this is not updated. We know what happened last night. They still got Joe Smith as the champion, but we already know. But the rankings is pretty much solid. We know Yard is the mandatory. Zerto number two, but he going down the WBA route. Callum Smith is number three. He's going down the WBC route. You'll probably see Callum Smith number three versus number seven, Matthew Broderick, on the undercard of Usyk and AJ. So stay tuned for that. Callum Johnson is coming back July the 2nd. He's gonna be on Joe Joyce undercard. So we got Bawasi in there. That's another good contender in this division. So we got a couple of new entries. We got John Pascal off of his win over Mean Fei Long. He comes in at number 6. So, former world champion, crafty old veteran. He's back up in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? And then another new entry is Jose Uzcategui. You know what I'm saying? He haven't fought since he tested positive. He supposed to face Benavidez, but he tested positive. So it's interesting. You got two past drug cheats. They tested positive last year, and now they're getting rewarded. I know Pascal won his fight, so it's good, whatever. But Uzcategui haven't fought. So that's again tell me these guys may have something coming up. Especially Jose Uzcategui. We haven't seen him in a long time. I think in the IBF he came in like top 10 too. So when you see stuff like that, that lets you know maybe he got something coming. So it may be he may have a good fight coming up. So when you see his name on the schedule, you already know. He said Pascal off his rivalry against Phelan. I thought Phelan won the fight too. But it was close, So he wasn't doing himself no favors when he got dropped, and he wasn't really taking advantage of. He let Pascal kind of get back in that fight. He beat him very decisive. I thought he won the fight, though. I thought he won the fight. I'm with you, but I seen something that he could have did better. He could have actually been more assertive. So we'll see. So the biggest topic in this ranking, Brother BF, he got 3 belts now. He's a WBO champion right now. So he got the mandatory Yard. That's a fight that I really can do without, but I'm cool with it because Yard is a big puncher, and we're gonna see what he can do with Brother BF. But I think Brother BF beats him. So that fight they got to pencil in for October 22nd or the 29th up in the UK. So we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all to his face he don't want that problem. Yeah, well, he asking for it, so we're gonna see. And I don't think he's gonna turn it down. He didn't accept step aside money from Canelo to face Kovalev, so I can't see him doing it now. Yeah, I feel you. He bought safely. Yeah, I thought he should. He had Pascal hurt in some of those rounds. I feel like he could have picked it up a little bit. All right, so moving down, super middleweight. So Canelo is undisputed. He's coming back against Triple G. I see a change already. They took off Benavidez. Benavidez was number two. Then they put Triple G up in there. So that's just commonplace. That's what they do. So Triple G is number two at 68. So that's a sign right there. Maybe he's, coming back. Well, we know he's about to face Canelo, but maybe he's going to vacate the titles at 160. Pascal was on that juice. Yeah, Uzcategui was too. He got a new ranking. He's number 10. Pascal came in number 6. So yeah, there's always gonna be question marks when you test positive, like for sure. Nothing you do is what I'm saying. We're gonna always look back on that. But Zach Parker is a mandatory. He been mandatory for longer. So really by, we're gonna be real. If anybody deserve a mandatory, it should be him, Zach Parker. But they did some stuff where they had Caleb Plant become the Caleb Plant was technically the mandatory for Canelo in that undisputed bout. Some people don't like it. Me, I don't care because the way I be doing my rankings, if you got a belt, if it's multiple belt holders, that's your mandatory, vice versa. So if you got two belts, the one with one belt, that's your mandatory. So I really don't care about that, but I understand it. So Zach Parker is just waiting. And he got so his mandatory is not due for Canelo until I think May of 2023. So he still got a minute, but he's inactive though. He haven't fought since. So I think he should get a fight in. I know he's supposed to face Andre, but still, he still can get a fight in. He said, "Yeah, Pascal wasn't hitting the same without the juice." Yeah, and I think that knockdown was kind of sketchy too. I don't think it was a clean knockdown against Phelan Mean, but yeah, yeah, everything is sketchy now. So looking at these, 168. I see Caleb Plant comes in number 6. They got Berlinger number 5. Berlinger's suspended, but I don't know if he deserved that ranking, honestly, based on his performances, but y'all already know. But Caleb Plant comes in number 6. Not really sure what that means, but it's interesting because you don't see a lot of PBC fighters come in the new WBO rankings. So when you see that, maybe he got something coming. I thought he was supposed to face Anthony Durrell, but I'm not even sure now. So we're gonna see. So yeah, the rest of the stuff look pretty decent, the same as last month. Middleweight. So Demetrius Andrade is still the champion at 160. I know there's been some confusion about that because Zanabek is the interim champion. So they got to November to to have that fight. Right now, Demetrius Andrade is hurt. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna order that fight. Maybe maybe in a month or so, they're gonna order that fight. And Andrade has to show that if he's ready to fight or not, or he's, can be able to make that date in November. If he can't make it, they're just gonna elevate Zanabek. And they're gonna strip him, they're gonna elevate Zanabek. So we're gonna see. Of course, Zanabek had a great performance this last fight. Easy work. Um, He said, "Yeah, that is interesting to see a PBC guy in the WO rankings." You know what I'm saying? So stay stay tuned. I'm telling you, that's how I be catching shit, yo. So you got Jaime Munguia number 1. I don't think he's looking to face Janabek. It is what it is. We all know what he's doing. I guess, it's just keeping him active. Chris Eubank, that'd be a good fight right there. Munguia versus Chris Eubank, that'd be a good one. They might as well fight each other. It ain't seem like they trying to fight the champions. Carlos Adames is going down the WBC route. He'll probably face Montiel next on one of these PBC shows. Number 4, Falcao is the IBF mandatory. He's trying to get a vacant IBF title shot versus Rafa, who's number 2. Let me see. So the new entry is Murata. He comes in number 8. Selecki comes in at number 11. So we know Selecki, he's supposed to face Jamal Charlo. That fight is looking to get rescheduled. So those are 2 new entries. Zanabek fell out the top 15. When you're interim, you go above the ranking. So he fell out, and then the guy he beat, Danny Diggum, he's out. So, okay, that's what's up. All right, 154. So we got Mel. Mel Charlo is the undisputed champion. There's been some confusion about his mandatory. Mike Biz Boston, salute. Salute to you. So there's been some confusion. I know he signed to face the IBF mandatory back in January. Then the WBO trying to order Tim Zoo. You know what I'm saying? I like it though because it gives a undisputed champion, one of the top guys in the sport of boxing, pound for pound, an opportunity to stay busy. He can get two more fights in. He can beat both guys. So I know people they worry about Canelo, and concerned about his what's going on with him. They're like, why they're not ordering people to face Canelo? And why his mandatory is not being ordered? Man, I don't care about that shit. If we can get Jamel Charlo, order all of them. If that means you can order two mandatories and he can fight two more times this year, as good as he looked in May, shit, I'm with that shit. I ain't gonna be the one complaining. So I look at it kind of different. So he can face the IBF mandatory in September, turn right back around because he stays in shape. He's a disciplined champion. He's always ready to go. His fight last year with Castano got postponed. They're supposed to fight at the end of the year. He waited all the way another what another 5 months, you know what I'm saying, to fight in May. So why he can't get active? You feel me? So that's what I would do. Take the matter to whichever one you want to take first, IBF or WBO. Fight them at the end of September. Come right back in December. You know what I'm saying? If it's not, because I don't think it's gonna be tough fights. He get the IBF mandatory up out there in 2 or 3 rounds. Tim Zoo, I think he beats him. They tailor made for him. So I don't know. I look at it differently. I ain't worried about Canelo. I ain't worried about that. I ain't know. I haven't seen an undisputed champion fight 3 times in a year in my lifetime. So I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get some of that. And anytime we get the best fighters active like that, it make the sport crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's more to talk about. It's more to break down and solidify their legacy as well. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Um, so looking at it, now, if Mel do vacate, it'd be Tim Zoo versus Liam Smith for the vacant title. I would love to see him against Zoo. They think Zoo is something special. I mean, Zoo, he did something that a lot of guys. He did something special though. He did do something special. I don't know if he's a special fighter. He left Australia, where he's a pay-per-view star, the biggest star in Australia, and came over here to PBC looking for smoke. A lot of guys won't do that. A lot of guys just stay in that safety net and bring guys down to Australia, having them fighting all early in the morning and shit. He came over here, so that's some special shit. You don't see guys doing that. So I will give him props for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think PBC is going to work something out where they're going to, suit everybody right. You feel me? So if it's the IBF mandatory, cool. He been taking step aside, whatever. He said, "Yeah, I do respect him for that." If they do that, that's cool. Tim Zoo is with PBC, so maybe they can work something out where he can get next or get another big fight. Um, Tony Harrison, he moved up a couple spots. He's number 3. That's a fight Tony been calling for. Maybe they can do something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're gonna work this out where Mel don't get stripped because they're not trying to strip him. It's the sanction bodies. They kind of like jump ahead of each other. They got to come to an agreement, and they ain't really do that. So it's not Mel's fault. It's not that they're trying to strip him or nothing like that. It's just the WBO kind of jump ahead of the game. But yeah, we got Tony. He just moved up a couple spots. He's also number 1 in the WBC. You got Ocampo, who just fought last week. He moved up a couple spots. He's number 4, so maybe he got something in the works. Let me see. Charles Conwell just fought. Castano number 6. They got Lubin number 10. And Lubin, he been ranked at the WBO for a minute, for a couple of months as well. So yeah. So you see it there are a couple of it's different in this division and with the PBC guys because PBC is highly invested in the WBO. I mean, excuse me, at 154. So it makes sense to have some of their fighters ranked in the WBO just in case they're trying to do some matchmaking and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna see, man, what's gonna happen with Mel Charlo. Hopefully we get some news soon. I want him to stay active, yo. Forget that. Let's focus on the fighters we rock with or we like. Let's focus on them. Don't try to, so that's just me. I don't try to put nobody else. If I don't really mess with them like that, I don't really care what they're doing. I speak on it just for knowledge, but I don't care if they don't want no fight for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see the best fighters stay active. You know what I'm saying? Mel Charlo said he want to be like Canelo, so that Canelo was active last year. Let's see. All right, moving down to welterweight. 147. Uh, Kenny in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute. Salute to you. So 147, we got Bud Crawford as a champion. We all know what we want. You know what I'm saying? Undisputed with him and Spence. And I think it get done this year. I'm looking at November. So we'll see. I know there's been a lot of dates floating around. I think November makes the most sense. October is a big sports month. World Series. You got NBA coming back, NHL coming back. Football season is hot. Uh, November's not as crazy as October, so just want to throw that out there. But so looking at this, you got the number one contender, Virgil Ortiz. So he's going to come back versus Michael McKinson, who he was due to fight back in March. He had a health issue; he had to pull out, so they're gonna run it back. And that was the intent anyway this year. They wanted to get some southpaw work because they know if they fight the top guys, you got to deal with a southpaw, whether it's Spence or Bud. So that's what this fight is basically about. But it's effectively a WBO final eliminator. Bud's mandatory is not due until May of 2023, just like Canelo. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Um, so we got Boots number two. So let's talk about Boots and Keith may have a fight. Cody Crowley is in the mix. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see how that plays out. I know they're both 2-3 in this sanctioned body. We waiting on the sanctioned bodies to make their decision. I know Boots and them. They probably want to do an IBF interim title fight, but maybe that sanctioned body not with that. So we're gonna see. We're gonna all wait and see what Keith do. Keith and Boots. Conor Ben. So he trying to come back like September. Supposed to face a bigger name. We're gonna see. I'm not too sure. It looked like I think Mikey fits that mold if he's gonna go over there, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe they can work something out. Robert is training AJ. Maybe he have some talks with Eddie Hearn. Maybe he can smooth some things out. I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. But you can expect to see Conor Ben back sometime in September versus a name that we recognize. You know what I'm saying? If I had to guess though, I'm thinking he gonna face Mean Machine. That's just me. Just a wild hunch. But we're gonna see though. Let me see. So we got Michael McKinson, Cody Crowley. That's another good guy on the PBC side, welterweight. David Avenesian. I mean, they say he turned down Virgil Ortiz. That was supposed to be a WBC final eliminator. So that might slide to Boots and Thurman. They're trying to work this shit out. This is stay tuned for that. And the rest of the ranking is the same as last month. Nothing too crazy. So we'll see. 140. So Josh Taylor, he's the unified champion now. He had to vacate his WBA. He got a purse bid coming up. He said Mean Machine. Yeah, that may happen. I mean, if you go check out the WBC rankings, he had a move. He moved up a couple of slots. Alexander Vesputin. We do process of elimination. There's not a lot of guys. If he's not gonna fight the top guys, then you gotta look at who he can fight. You got guys like Mo Hooker, Vesputin, Mean Machine. I mean, shit. So it's guys like those the level that he's looking to fight. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I won't be surprised. But yeah, Josh Taylor, he got a purse bid in the WBC coming up with Jose Zepeda. I don't expect that to go to purse bid. I think they're gonna work out a deal. The reason for the delay is because Josh Taylor got married. You know what I'm saying? He just got married and shit, so kind of pushed everything off. So expect to hear an announcement or something coming up this week about Josh Taylor and Jose Zepeda, and that's a good ass fight too. Number one, you got Liam Paro. They just announced he's going to face Brock Jarvis in Australia in September. So he's the number one guy. His mandatory is not due for a minute because Josh Taylor just fought the mandatory Jack Calderon. You got Ramirez. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Ramirez versus Jack Calderon makes sense to me, but I don't know. Maybe Ramirez waiting for Teofimo. Teofimo is the number 4. He's coming back August 13th. So we're gonna see. And looking like Pedro Campa. You got Zepeda, Regis. So you got some good names in this division for sure. Zepeda, Regis, Sando Martin. He got a WBA mandatory coming up with Harry Davis, who just won last night. You got Barbosa. Barbosa number 8 versus number 10 Zarilla. That's coming up July the 15th. That's a good fight. That's a good fight within the division. Those two guys is kind of like underneath the top tier guys, so I'm with it. Ponce, number 11, he's the IBF number 1 contender. He got a purse bid. They in negotiations to face Sabrina Matisse. So I expect that to get finalized and maybe be on a PBC card. But then again, Frank Warren, he represents Ponce, and they've been winning purse bids. They won the Zach Parker Andre purse bid. They won the Tyson Fury and Dylan White purse bid. So maybe they feeling froggy. We're gonna see though. But they in negotiations for the IBF mandatory. So we're gonna see. And Jose Pedraza, he's coming back versus Richard Comey. That's August 27th. So that's a pretty decent fight. You know what I'm saying? All right, lightweight, we got undisputed Devin Haney. We got word that Cambodia is going to exercise his rematch clause, so that probably go down sometime November, maybe December. You know what I'm saying? Probably be a lower scale. They probably going to negotiate the purse again because it was so one sided, so they probably had to fix that. But yeah, that's next. Haney versus Cambosis too. So stay tuned for the date. Lomachenko number 1 and Baranchik number 2. Those two guys are in the Ukraine, so I'm not even sure their status. You know what I'm saying? Pitbull Cruz is looking to come back sometime in August or September. His last fight on the Spence Ugas undercard, if you guys notice, he won a minor regional title, a WBO title on there. So that's interesting if you guys pay attention. So I know when you hear about names for his opponent for the next fight, we start to throw out Michelle Rivera and Frank Martin and guys on the PBC side, Rayo. But me myself, I'm looking at the WBO rankings. Him winning that title, get him number 3. That's interesting to me. So it tells me he's gonna fight somebody in these rankings. I'm not sure if it's Michelle Rivera, which kind of makes sense. They're on the same side. But I'm looking at guys like number 7 Patera, or I don't know. I'm looking at somebody else, somebody that may be outside the radar, outside the realm of PBC. So we'll see. But they got some good names. Nakathia is up in there. Rivera, Cully, Lamont. He is the IBF mandatory. He just beat Lee Selby. Zor Adalev. That'd be a pretty decent fight, but he won eliminated in WBC. Plus he's Russian. I'm not sure his status, so that's why I'm really maybe Billy Dib. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we gonna see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right. Moving down to 130. So Shakur Stevenson is the unified champion, WBC, WBO. They got him as super champion as well, so he probably can move up and face the champion if he want or however he want to do it. But it was talked about him and Navarrete coming up. Navarrete coming up to face him, but that one kind of got premature pushed out. So maybe that's the next fight. Navarrete is supposed to come back August the 20th, make a title defense at featherweight. So to me, that leaves Conceição, Shakur versus Conceição. That's the fight I see next. He got a number 1 guy, Archie Sharp. He fought last night, but that's a fight that probably can get made. But I think Shakur beats him. I think Conceição is a more realistic fight. Oscar Valdez, he looking to come back. So look at guys on the top rank side like Xavier Martinez or Andres Cortez, or they got a new guy just came in, Moncho LeBron. He's number 10. He just had a good victory on Puerto Rican Day on the undercard. So maybe he may be an opponent for Oscar Valdez trying to come back. So we're gonna see. Lamont Roach moved up. Jamel Herring fell out these rankings because he lost. Liam Wilson, he got a good fight coming up. He's gonna face number 8, Rhoda. That's Matisse Rhoda. That's gonna be in Australia. June 29th. That's a heavy hitting fight right there. Both guys can punch. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. You got Albert Bell or Shaqy Foster. Those guys are difficult matchups. A lot of people ain't running to them. Albert Bell said he got a fight coming up. He gonna fight on AB's undercard in August. So we're gonna see. And then Oshaki Foster waiting for the WBC to order Ramirez for his final eliminator. So we'll see. So yeah, so we got a new champion in the IBF, Joe Cordina, highlight reel knockout. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Roger Gutierrez versus Hector Luis Garcia. That's July the 10th. That's a good fight. So that's the top of the division. So yeah, we're gonna see. 126 featherweight. So you got Emmanuel Navarrete. So like I mentioned before, he was in talks to face Shakur, but it's not next. Maybe he want to tune up. They're talking about Eduardo Baez, number 7. So we're gonna see Cordina solid. Yeah, Cordina nice. They supposed to be ordering his mandatory. What's his name, Rachmaninoff. So we're gonna see if they do that. But yeah, Navarrete versus Baez. That seemed like a fight that's gonna happen. Baez just won a fight on the excuse me, I keep saying PBC. He won a fight on the top ranked card against Viva, so he might get a shot at the title against Navarrete. Joet is number 1, and number 2, Azadalbe. That fight is signed and ready July the 23rd. That's a pretty good fight. That's a pretty good fight right there. Mauricio Lara. They got Nova number 4, but this is before last night. The rankings came out before last night. Of course, he got stopped by Robeisy Ramirez. So I can see Robeisy Ramirez taking his spot if he coming in number 4. Now I'm thinking, looking at the top rank side of things and the WBO route, he did win a WBO title, a little minor title, and he won an IBF minor title. So they're gonna build up his rankings. I see the winner between Joet and Dalbe versus Robeisy Ramirez next, and it could be for a vacant title if Navarrete moves up to face Shakur Stevenson. Y'all feel me? So that's the fight I see happening. It kind of make more sense to me. You know what I'm saying? All right, so looking at it, it's still some good fighters though. Thomas Patrick Ward, I like him. Luis Alberto Lopez, he's the IBF mandatory. Brian Chevalier, he's fight. I think he's that's Miguel Cotto's fighter. So maybe he'll be back on the Golden Boy show. Ruben Villa, I like him. Good softball fighter. Eduardo Ramirez. Edwin Palmeras, he just came into the ranking. So yeah, we'll see. Moving down to 122. So we got unified champion Stephen Fulton, WBO, WBC, unified champion. I mean, he got some big fights on the horizon. Of course, we want to see him unified with the one between MJ and Rios next. And then they've been talking about, well, everybody been talking about him anyway. That'd be a hell of a fight, big fight. But we're gonna see. First things first, though. But he had a hell of a performance, and he dominated a former unified champion Daniel Ramon. So props to Fulton. That was a good performance. So they got a new number 1 is Brandon Figueroa. He supposed to face Carlos Castro. So I was thinking this fight was at 126. Maybe this fight is at 22. Both guys is big for the weight, Figueroa and Castro. They're supposed to fight July 9th on the undercard of Matt Sayo and Ray Vargas. But we're gonna see. But it's interesting to see Figueroa back at number 1 because if Fulton can't get undisputed, he's gonna run it back with Figueroa. Y'all best believe that. That's the biggest fight in that weight class on the PBC side. If Figueroa can make the weight, that's the bigger fight. It was close to doing it for this fight in June, but we're gonna see. That boy Fulton said he'll go to Japan. Yeah, he probably gonna have to. Probably gonna have to. What the rankings at heavyweight look like. Only new guys that came into the rankings is Otto Wallen at number 8 and Jermaine Franklin at number 13. That's it. Didn't Castro just get knocked out by Neri? No, he got knocked down in that fight. He got back up and finished the fight and made the fight kind of close. They both coming off of losses, which makes it a good fight because it's desperation. But going down the rankings, you got Louis Neri up in there. Mike Plania, he supposed to face Rais Alim for a WBO eliminator. But that fight, it got postponed. That was supposed to be on Jamal Charlo undercard. He said, Wallen, okay, I like that. Yeah. So I'm thinking Wallen versus Joe Parker and Jermaine Franklin versus Frank Sanchez on the Weeze Ortiz undercard in September. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Um, because see, Jermaine Franklin, he came out of nowhere, so that tells me he got something coming for sure. And Joe Parker, he just signed with Sky Sports. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna be looking for an opponent. Otto Wallen fought on the Sky Sports undercard on Carissa Shields undercard in February. So that seemed like they got a nice little connection or something like that, working behind the scenes with Salida Promotions and Sky Sports and Boxer. So that seemed like a better matchup to me. So, that's me matchmaking. He said Planner can win that fight. Yeah, he explosive. He can win it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I like Raif Salim, but Planner is explosive. Wonder what's next for Neri. Yeah, I heard a few names for Neri. I even heard Casemiro for Neri. That'd be a good one. He said, yeah, Franklin been waiting a while. Everybody else been working. Yeah, he had a little comeback fight recently though. I haven't seen Planner fight since the Greer fight. Yeah, he had a local fight down in Miami not too long ago. But yeah, it's been under the radar. School looked great in his last fight. He did. He looked real good, sharp. So running down these rankings, you got number 4, Marlon Tapales. He's the IBF mandatory. He might mess up the undisputed, but we're gonna see. Depending who win. But he on the PBC side, maybe they can do some things. He said, "You think anyway we'll get the undisputed fight with Butler? Yeah, for sure. Probably a New Year's Eve in December. That's a big day for Japanese boxing. So yeah, for sure. I remember Franklin pulled out the Shaw fight. Yeah, that was on Ring City, USA. Yeah, he pulled out, so he had COVID. His name was brought up to face Dylan White when Dylan White was looking for an opponent. Yeah, I remember for sure. Um, let me see. Oh yeah, so Marlon Tapala. So hopefully they can kind of get him some step aside money real quick, but we'll see, man. His team they moving different. So we're gonna see. Zach, he's like number 2 in the WBA. Zanoni Tete, he coming back. Haven't seen him in a minute. He's gonna face number 13, Jason Cunningham. That's July the 2nd. That's on the Joe Joyce card. That's a pretty good fight. 2 southpaws. Takama Inoue, that's Inoue's little brother right there. So he bumped somebody out. He bumped out Angelo Leo. So we're gonna see. Maybe he got some work coming up. Dan Ramon Castro. So okay. So of course we want to see what's going to happen at the top for sure because I want to see Fulton get undisputed and then fight anyway, and then we'll see what else happens after that. They can fight for vacant titles or whatever they want to do, or be the mandatory. But I don't want no mandatories to mess this up because we got some big fights coming for sure. So hopefully everything work out. It's been good so far this year, but how the business of boxing be crazy. All right, 118. You got Paul Butler. He's the champion. Um, hopefully he get the anyway fight. I think he will. Jason Maloney, he moved up to number 1, so he replaced Casemiro. He coming off that victory over Aston Palette on the Haney Cambosis undercard, 3rd round knockout, real nice. So he's moving right back up. That's another underrated win for anyway. When we start looking at resumes and seeing who these guys fought and did fight, that's a good win. It's a hindsight win too because Jason Maloney, he fought a tough fight with Manny Rodriguez. He's up in here too. He's number 9, former world champion. And Jason Maloney has an opportunity to fight. He can be mandatory in 2 sanctioned bodies because he's number 1 in the WBC as well. He got a WBC eliminator coming up. So yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. That he got his shit back together after that loss. He said, "I'm curious to see how MJ looked this weekend." Yeah, me too. Hell of a card. Oh, I know this. No, it's all good, bro. Yeah, I seen that fight. Luna can punch. She can punch. Long range boxer can, what I'm saying? She can fight dirty too. She was hitting behind the head, but the most part, she can punch. She might be the biggest puncher in that division. And I did my live stream. I did a live stream yesterday. I said they should do a tournament with the 4 champions. And Luna, she might can win it. I don't know. I think Thor's gonna win it, the WBO champion. And then you got the WBA champion Jamie Mitchell, so that's a U.S. thing. We're gonna root for her. And then you got Ebony Bridges. She's the star. She's the one gonna bring everybody out. So I'm like, shit. We'll do a four women's unification, undisputed. That'd be crazy. But Luna is nice with it. You know what I'm saying? She can punch. I think, because she was bruising old girl up. She started to box well. It was kind of competitive the first couple of rounds, but then she started to box, and you can tell on the girl's face. She had a black eye. Her nose was busted. She was bleeding from the lip, and it wasn't like she was hitting her with like real heavy shots. She was just jabbing her and landing counter straight right hands. So yeah, Luna is like that, bro. Oh yeah, I'm everywhere, bro. I seen all that shit. I'm everywhere. I like Luna. She can fight for sure. So looking at these rankings, back to 118. So Maloney, he number one, Casemiro two, Rashid Warren is three. So I would like this shoe. I like Casemiro versus Rashid Warren. I like Rashid Warren versus Manny Rodriguez. Like any of these matchups, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's a so number five, Saul Sanchez. He just lost on Friday night, so of course this hasn't been updated yet. It was put out before he lost, but he's gonna fall out the rankings. He got all box Friday night on Thompson Boxing. Um, Let me see. Everything else looked pretty good. It's a new entry, Antonio Nieves. He comes back in at number 10. That's another underrated win for Anyway. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he basically cleaned out the division. Me honestly, I don't even think he needs to fight Paul Butler to get no props. He needs to go straight and fight Fulton. That's the fight. But Undisputed is cool, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically cleaned out this division. So we'll see. So yes, sir. Um, he said, "Yeah, fam, she isn't afraid of aggressive boxers. Yeah, yeah. Her fight before last, she fought the little girl, the little five. I think she was like 5 foot, real aggressive. She dropped her. You know what I'm saying? She like that smoke. She can fight, bro. All right, moving to 115. He got the champion Kaz Ioka. He got to fight. He gonna face Daniel Nietes in a rematch. That's July the 13th in Japan. Now Nietes beat him the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Now this fight right here gonna be some real technical shit because these guys both is highly skilled and highly technical. So stay tuned for that. You got Jimenez number two. Tanaka is coming back. The end of June. You got Kajas, the former world champion. He's gonna run it back. He's gonna try to get his title back versus Fernando Martinez. So you probably see that rematch on one of these PBC cards. You know what I'm saying? He said, that's a good fight. That girl, Shadeja Green, yeah, she nice with it. Yeah, hopefully she can get an opportunity at Franchon Cruz or Christina Hammer. She need a big fight, but she don't got the promotional and managing background like that. They're not gonna really look at her like that. Has Niente looked good recently? Man, his last fight against Jimenez, I thought he was losing that fight. I mean, I think he lost a step. He lost a step. So yeah, 120, 112. Junto Nakatani is the champion. He just defended his title not too long ago on the Triple G Morales card. He looked good. Uh, so we'll see. I heard talks about him and Sonny as a unification, but I don't know. We'll see. But Sandoval is number one. Sandoval is number one in the IBF as well. He's going down the WBA route. Oddly as it sounds, he's going to fight on Ryan Garcia undercard with Carlos Sandoval. He's going to face David Jimenez for the WBA eliminator. So we'll see. Let me see. Number five, Rico Cano. He just came into the rankings at 112. He was number one at 108. But so he looked like he's moving up. So yeah. So yeah. We'll see. 112. I like 112 though. They got some good champions, yo. They need to unify. King Mitch in the building. What's good with you, bro? Nakatani is a monster. Yeah, he's nice with it. He's a young champion as well. He's nice. It's an old man, 112. Darcy Alontes beat the. Yeah, I seen that last night too, yo. That was a good performance. That was a good performance. So she put herself in position to get Marlena Esparza. That'd be a hell of a fight. That's a fight she can win too. So yeah, let's get down to 108. So 108. So the champion Jonathan Gonzalez, he's actually making a title defense June 24th on Pro Box TV. He's a good boxer. He's going to face number 8, Mark Anthony Baraga from the Philippines. So that's a pretty decent fight. So he's going to defend his title. Elwood Castro, the number 2, he's the former world champion. That's who Gonzalez beat for the title. He's fighting next week for a WBC eliminator on ESPN Plus. He's facing Hickey Butler. So that's a pretty good fight. Good names right there. So yeah, but this division is nice too. The IBF is vacant because Phyllis Alvarado moved up, and then you got Kenshiro. I mean, not Kenshiro. Yeah, Kenshiro, WBC champion. He nice with it. And then we seen Karaguchi last week. Karaguchi is trying to come back on the Canelo Triple G undercard. He's managed by Eddie Reynoso. So just in case anybody out there that's keeping track on Eddie Reynoso fighters and if their win-loss record, nobody said nothing about Karaguchi. I just like to keep the same energy because when like Canelo lost, and not that I'm you know taking up for him or nothing like that, but I would like to see the same energy because really I want to see what the knowledge is at with everybody. So of course Canelo lose, we on his head. When Valdez lose, we on his head. You feel me? And rightfully so. What's his name? JC Martinez lost, even though he don't train him. He's the manager. You know what I'm saying? We on his head. But Karaguchi win, we don't say nothing. You see how it is? We want to see people fail instead of lift them up. That's not how we rocking though. But any of these champions that they can unify with each other, it'll be good. The vacant title for the IBF though is about to get filled. It's Hector Flores versus Sev Nanjenzi from South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that may be on the zone card in August in Mexico. So stay tuned. And then mini flyweight Taniguchi he's a champion. He just made a title defense. You know, he's good with it. Um, these rankings look good though. You got some former world champions. Jerusalem is a good fighter. He's number 1. Wilfredo Mendez, former champion. That's who he lost the title to. Taniguchi. You got Collazo. That's a young fighter. He like 4-0. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 105. There's something that's going on in 105. My man Eric Rosa, he's a WBA regular champion. He's fighting July 15th in Dominican Republic. If anybody be keeping track with 105, he said, "Well, it's not a big name, so you're not going to get it." So yeah, we're gonna see what happens with 105. I like when these. I want to see what these divisions get recognized like that because it's kind of hard though because these smaller fighters. Most of them is based out of Japan and Thailand and stuff like that, Philippines, and it's like it's hard. It's like we don't really catch their fights like that. You feel me? So it's hard for them to get recognized unless they unify or something like that, and they can kind of stand out. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's it though. Those the rankings though. Let me scroll back up. The biggest thing really was like a heavyweight. You know, something that stood out. Like I said, Oliver Wallen comes in at number 8. You know what I'm saying? So me looking at it and how they be moving, I see him versus Joseph Parker, but who knows? Jermaine Franklin, that's another one, out the blue type of thing. He really haven't been as active. I see him coming in number 13. That seemed like a fight for Frank Sanchez. You feel me? Because Frank Sanchez, it's pretty much a lot that he's going to fight on the Ruiz and Ortiz undercard. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for him to be in support of that card to face somebody like that. Especially if you see him, like you see them pop into the rankings. Like what Jermaine Franklin do to get into the world rankings? Like let's be honest. All of Wallen, I understand, but everybody else, you know what I'm saying? Let me see another thing that stood out to me. So Pascal at light heavyweight, he comes in number 6 after beating Phelan Me. So that's another one. And Jose Uzcategui, yo. So Interesting. He comes in at number 10 at 175, so he's moving up in weight. So I don't know who will he fight. He gonna fight somebody if we're gonna get number 10. You feel me? So I'm just looking at it. So when you see these names on the schedule, what I'm saying, don't be surprised. Triple G comes in number 2. That's pretty obvious. So it's nothing too crazy. So yeah. So that's what it is, man. I want to salute everybody come through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys rocking with me for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back tomorrow. Um, I'll be back tomorrow to break down the fight schedule, for this week. We got a big card coming up on the zone, plus some other cards I want to touch on and break down and stuff like that. So we're definitely gonna get into that. If the IBF rankings come out, we're gonna do those too. So that's what it is. So salute to everybody coming through the building. That's my time, and I'm out.